All right, I'm here with the IBO WBA Super Welterweight Champion. She's got a big fight coming up this Saturday in Nottingham against Terri Harper. She'll be defending her titles. I want to get started with this. Terri Harper fought her last fight at 135 pounds, and she's making this big jump to 154. Do you
Yeah,
think that biting off more than she can chew here?
absolutely. I definitely think she is. For me, that's quite a big step at the best of times, going all the way up there. We have seen it with other fighters like Natasha Jonas, obviously coming up to 154. However, I feel that, yeah, there's just a bit too much of a big step for Terry, to be honest.
Okay. Now she's kind of the house fighter here, right? Are you concerned at all that you're going to get she may get the benefit of the doubt here with the scoring? Is that crossed your mind at all?
Not at all. I'm not going to leave it in the minds of the judges at all whatsoever. So, I'm not worried about that sort of thing. I'm going in there to follow the game plan for my team. And yeah, I'm not going to leave it up to the judges on the night.
So she's been stopped before. Do you feel that you can get her out of there?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm building on my last performance from the Hydro in Glasgow where I headlined. I was fighting in Mexican Alejandra Ayala. I stopped her in the 10th round and I was really pleased with my performance on that. So this is a chance for me to really build on that performance.
Okay. So how do you see this fight playing out? Do you see you being able to impose your size, your strength on her, or are you going to take a more tactical approach? Are you going to kind of work your way into the fight here?
I'm afraid I'm not going to give you too many of my fight plans right before the fight, but yeah, no, I see this fight playing out. Obviously she's a smaller person coming up to the weight. I am the bigger person naturally, and I think my size and strength are definitely going to play a huge part in this fight. So, as we go through the fight, you'll start to see it'll pay huge dividends. I think for myself anyway.
Okay. Now, you've had many ups and downs in your career and you've persevered. You've overcome the adversity and you've become world champion. Talk about how it has been having to overcome that adversity.
So, when I started professional boxing, I didn't start until my early 20s. So, I was just actually doing boxing for fitness before that. It was just a hobby and a passion of mine. And then I really fell in love with it. And I thought, let's see how far we could go. And I never came into the sport to finish something and oh, I came into the sport to take all challenges that came up and push myself and challenge myself with everybody. And I've always had that thing. If you want to be the best at something, you've got to work with the best and fight the best. So that's what I've been doing in my boxing career. And just because I've got some losses on my record doesn't mean that I'd be deterred from coming back to kind of achieve my goals of becoming world champion. And I've done that 2 times world champion. Very proud. Made history for my country as Scotland's first female world champion. So for me, yeah, I just want to be involved in exciting fights as a champion. And see how far I could go. I've got loads of goals. I'd love to unify the division now. I've got 2 of the belts, so yeah, there's some exciting fights out there, but the most important one for me is Terri Harper on the 24th September. I'm looking forward to putting on a show in Nottingham.
You stole one of my questions. I was going to ask you, how important is it, for you to be undisputed, and what's the timeline on that? Do you see that happening? Those fights getting made in the near future for yourself?
Absolutely. Like I said, the super welterweight division, like 154, is really exciting at the moment. There's so many different fighters. It's really kind of changed the sort of layout of the land. So for me, I'm excited to be involved in that mix. I'd love to unify Tash Jonas. She's got the WBO, the WBC as well now. And of course, Marie-Eve Decare has the IBF in Canada. So, unification fights are definitely on the horizon. But, like I said, my most important day is the 24th of September, and I've got to get through this one. And I intend to put on a great show. So it's exciting times ahead for me, and that's what I'm remaining focused on.
Okay. Now you've been at 160 before. Now you're settled in at 154. Do you see yourself finishing out your career at 154, or would you possibly want to go back up to 160? Is getting titles in multiple weight classes another one of your goals?
Absolutely. I mean, I think every fighter out there would love to say they've been a two-way world champion. You know, that's an incredible achievement to have on your resume. So for me, you know, it probably wouldn't be up at 160. I'd like to go back down to 147 because
Wow.
that's an option for me. You know, I can make 147. So yeah, you know, a two-weight world champion drop down to welterweight. Why not?
Okay. Now, you've been in the ring with both Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields, and I have to ask you this question: who
Hello,
do you favor in this fight? And is Savannah
I lost
Marshall's
you there, Joe.
power?
Hello,
Oh, are you still there? Oh, okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
hello.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are.
Okay. Yeah, I could hear you fine. So let me repeat that question. You know, you've been in the ring with both Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields. Um, how do you see that fight playing out? Who do you give the edge to? And is Savannah Marshall's power for real? Obviously, you felt it, so gotta ask you that question.
Yeah. So for me, I think that's a fantastic fight for women's boxing. You know, it's one of those ones. The guys have the heavyweight division, and we have the middleweight division. You know, it seems to be kind of like our heavyweight division. It's very exciting. Um, but for me, definitely, I see Clarissa winning that fight. Savannah does have power if you stay at the end of those punches. You know, she is a powerful hitter. She's big for the weight class. You know, we both come in at 160 when we fought, but she was definitely much, much higher than that on the night. You know, she's just very big for the weight. So she has power behind punches if you stay at the end of them. But for me, I think with Clarissa, you know, her distance and judgment of timing and things like that as well, and a combination punching won't allow her to stay at the end of those punches. She'll be inside before you even know it. So yeah, I just think her experience, her ring IQ, her ring gentlemanship as well. Yeah, I just see her winning the fight for me. But yes, Savannah does carry big power, so it's a dangerous fight for Clarissa, and one that everybody is desperate to finally see.
Okay. Now that's going to be an all-female card. Is that something that you would love to be part of as well? Talk about that. What are your thoughts on the sport of women's boxing as a whole? Because it's starting to blow up.
Absolutely. Like women's boxing is massively on the rise at the moment. And I'm so proud to be a world champion because it allows me to actually be involved in some really exciting moments and historical moments as well. Personally, for an all-female card, I'm not normally a fan of that. I wouldn't say that we should have all-female cards. I feel like it should be mixed cards because we're trying to create, you know, the sort of idea that it's boxing, not women's boxing and men's boxing. So an all-female card kind of goes against that. However, the card that was in place, the Sky card, it was a fantastic caliber of fighters on there. You know, the main event and the co-main event, both super exciting fights that definitely could have headlined themselves individually. So the whole card itself was very exciting. And if we're going to be able to actually do an all-female card, now is the time. Yeah, and the fact that Sky are backing women's sports, it's just great that they decided to back it. So I think we should enjoy it for what it is. But then after this one, I would like to see more mixed cards personally.
Now, do you have a deal with Sky? Are you linked to them long term, or are you basically a free agent right now?
So basically, I'm a free agent. I work with Dennis Hobson Promotions here in the UK. But I've worked with Sky, do commentary for Sky, so I've done quite a few things with them before. Obviously, Tash Jonas is with Sky Sports, so there's potential there to be on a Sky card with that fight there. Just depending how things go, you know. I've always I've done most things myself, my own way, all the way through my career. And at the moment, I'm currently working with Dennis Hobson, but you know, there's lots of things in the future that could come up, and these platforms are very exciting to be part of. So yeah, very exciting time for me, really.
Not that you're thinking of losing this fight, but I have to ask you this question. Is there a rematch clause in here? Because Eddie Hearn is the master of rematch clauses. He seems to have a rematch clause in every one of his fights almost. Is there a rematch clause in this fight?
No, there's no contract, no rematch clause in the contract for this one. But you know, I didn't want one, so you know, it is what it is. When it comes to things like that, you know, it's down to the teams to make decisions. So no, there's no rematch clause in this one.
Okay. Now, this is a question that we ask all of the women's boxers that come on this channel. Are you in favor of 3-minute rounds for the females?
Yes, I'm in favor of 3-minute rounds. I think we deserve 3-minute rounds. We work super hard. We work so hard for it, like we don't need that last little kind of stumbling block where people go, oh, you don't do as much as the guys. I would love to have 3-minute rounds. It would really suit me as a fighter. So hopefully one day we will see women's boxing get to that point. I think we're more likely to see 12 twos before we see 3-minute rounds, maybe for the World Championship.
Yeah. Oh, you froze up there a little bit. She froze up a bit. I don't know if you can kind of maybe jump out and jump back in, possibly. I don't know if you want to jump back out and jump back in because you kind of lost your internet connection there. Yeah, she froze up. Yeah, this is a big fight coming up on this Saturday in Nottingham. It's going to be a decent card. Kid Galahad's on the main event. Let me see if I can get her back in. Kick her out and get her back in. Let's see if I can get her back in. Not sure if she lost her internet connection or what's going on, but yeah, it's a pleasant surprise to hear her answer that question that way because every time we asked the women that question, they always answer, "Well, we'll do the 3 minutes if we get paid more." And she was just emphatically said, "Yeah, I'm in favor of that." So, yeah, she's got a dodgy internet connection. So I don't know if she can jump back in. See if I can contact her PR people. I only had a few more questions to ask her. So, yeah, let me hold on for 1 second. We'll see what happens here. Trying to get her back in here. Well, I only have a few more questions anyways. But we'll see if I can get her back. If not, we'll have to end it. But it was a good interview while it lasted. Trying to get in contact here. See if I can get her back in. Yeah, so we're trying to get her back here. Couple seconds. But yeah, women's boxing definitely. We have the Clarissa Shields Savannah Marshall fight. We got this fight here. And it seems like, like Tasha Jonas jumped up from 135 to 154. I don't know, this division seems to be kind of heating up a little bit, right? Got a lot of good fighters here at 154. You got Tasha Jonas. Pretty soon, maybe we get Jessica McCaskill at 154 as well. She'll probably eventually decide to move up. But see what happens here. Hopefully we can get her back in here. Couple minutes. If not, then we got to do what we got to do. But try to do our best here. I know Eric is not a huge fan of women's boxing, but what can I say? Let's see what's getting some messages in here. See if we can get her back in. If not, we'll have to move on, guys. Just trying to communicate right here back and forth. See if we can get her back on. Still waiting on the Anthony Joshua. Okay, hold on. Oh, she's saying it cut her off. Try clicking it again. So I think she's having some issues. She's having some issues for whatever reason. Maybe it's her internet going on. But I'd love to see if we can get her back on. I have too many more questions to ask her. If not, we'll end it. But yeah, we're still waiting on the Joshua Fury thing. Terrence Crawford. You got the Terrence Crawford Spence fight looming as well. Chris Eubank versus Conor Benn. So got a decent schedule, man. Got a decent schedule coming up with the fights. Shakur Stevenson, Robson Conceicao this Friday. The Lee Wood fight was supposed to happen this Saturday, but they canceled that, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Trying to get her back, guys. Give me a couple more minutes. Hopefully we can get her back. She's having some technical difficulties over there. Can't get her back. We can't get her back. Just working with the PR person right now. It was kind of a dodgy. She's in the UK, so it was kind of like a dodgy connection. I don't know if she was online. All right. So maybe she's having issues with her internet. What do you guys think, man? I put a poll in the chat. Who do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win on Saturday? Terri Harper or Hannah Rankin? So we got a poll in the chat. A poll in the chat. One second, we'll get this poll up. What do you guys think will win the upcoming fight between Hannah Rankin and Terri Harper? It's an Eddie Hearn show, so gotta be. Who will win? Harper or Rankin? Okay. Give her a couple more minutes. Oh, okay, it says device not connected. Okay. See if we can get her back. Are you back? Are you back? He's still frozen. Yeah, I think you have a dodgy internet connection. Are you back?
Hey, sorry about that. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. I only got a few more for you anyways. So I just wanted to ask you, in your opinion, who do you think is going to be the toughest challenge for you in this division? I know you don't want to look past Terri Harper, but yeah, she's having some issues with the internet. Uh-oh. Yeah, she's gonna have some issues with the I think she's having internet problems. Yeah. Okay. See if she can come back. Yeah, she's got some internet issues. All right. Well, we got some decent questions. We got some decent questions off. I think we'll end the interview here. Sorry we couldn't get some more questions off, but we had some issues with her internet. But it is what it is. But we got what we needed. We got the good questions. So hey, salute, Bruce Gas, man. Nice to hear from you. All right, brothers and sisters. Beav is out. Take care, man. Have a great one, man. Make sure you check out the roundtable this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Um, I'll be hosting the show. We got some great guests on there on the panel. So until Thursday, I'll see you soon. Maybe I'll get another video in here, in the next couple of days. We'll see what happens if there's any breaking news. All right, Beavis out. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great one. Peace.